Hi! So today I just read something that I thought might resonate with some of you, and it's from the Bible. And it's Exodus chapter 34, verse 1 to 7. So just give a backstory on what's going on, and then I'll read on what I want to dwell on. So chapter 34 is when after Moses broke the 10 commandments, and then God told him, he instructed him to go up the mountain, chisel up 2 stone tablets like the first one so that he can write what he wrote on the first ones. So verse 2 says, be ready in the morning and then come up on Mount Sinai. Present yourself to me there on top of the mountain. No one is to come with you or be seen anywhere on the mountain. Not even the flocks and herds may graze in front of the mountain. Verse 4. So Moses chiseled out 2 stone tablets like the first ones and went up Mount Sinai early in the morning, as the Lord had commanded him. And he carried the 2 stone tablets in his hands. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and stood there with him and proclaimed his name, the Lord. And he passed in front of Moses, proclaiming, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. Okay, so we'll be focusing on verse 2, where God tells Moses to be ready in the morning, go up on Mount Sinai alone, and not even the flocks may graze, like at the foot of the mountain or on top of the mountain. So what my takeaway is that sometimes in life, God just needs you to be by yourself, to present yourself to the Lord as you are. Whatever you need God to work on in your life, you don't need, sometimes we don't even need to ask people to pray for us. It's clear from this verse that God just needs you as you are to go up to him, tell him what you need. He'll give you instructions in whatever you presented to the Lord to work on. Remember Moses had carried the 2 stone tablets chiseled, and God had clearly told him to bring the 2 stone tablets so that he may write what he wrote down on the first. God might have instructed you to do something. God might have made your paths better in the past, and you think that, oh, that's the past, I don't think God can do that again for me. But as long as you're open enough and maybe you're brave, I don't think bravery is the word, but if you're humble enough, right? If you're humble enough to just present yourself to the Lord, go to the Lord as you are. You don't need anybody to intercede for you. You don't need somebody to pray for you. Sometimes you think you're not as close to God as somebody else is. You ask your friend to pray for you. You ask your pastor to pray for you. But God approached so many people in the Bible when they were alone. Even in life, God approaches people when they are alone most of the time. So let's focus, let's learn to approach God as us, just as we are. And remember, God, there's a verse that says God yearns for the Spirit in us, because the Spirit in us is his Spirit. He yearns to worship with the Spirit in us. And once you go to him as you are, just you alone, you give him that, there's that connection that's, it's like meeting a long-time friend. So remember that you are all that God needs to begin his work on you. Don't feel lost that you don't have a church that you can go worship God, you can go meet God. And there's this quoted verse that where two or more gathered, there God is. But remember, God is everywhere. You don't need to go to church. Church is important. But what I'm emphasizing on is that you are all that God needs. You might be feeling that, oh, this area of my life is not working at all. My finances, what relationships, whatever friendships are not working, but just go with what you think is not working to God and take it to him, and you'll see wonders. Yeah. And whatever you feel you've broken in your life, maybe God gave you a first chance and you think that you squandered it. Remember, God does not hold our mistakes. God does not write our mistakes down somewhere and remind you, this is what you did, I gave you this, you misused it, and I'm sorry, there's nothing else for you. But so let's just learn to, God is not people. God does not keep account of our mistakes. Yeah, so go to him. Whatever you think you need, if you just need company, if you need some love, God has all that for you. So don't feel alone, but remember, you alone is what he needs to begin his work on. And yeah, just Go up to him, go up that mountain that you feel you need to climb, and on top of that mountain, you'll meet God. He'll give you something. And not remember, God is not, you might not meet him like Moses did, but you might meet somebody sent by God to tell you something, to just things in your life might align, may align, will align. So yeah, just give it a try and make it a habit of going up to God alone. Yeah.